I joined the Marine Corps right out of high school. Went a lot of places, got to do a lot of things, saw a lot of things, heard a lot of things. So, I mean, I credit that for more or less taking me from the 17-year-old that I was to more or less the Marine Corps made me the man that I am today. I don't know what I would be or where I would be had I not made that decision at that time. Well, when I first got out, when I had my release from active duty physical, they have that little box at the bottom that check that says, "Do you intend on seeking VA disability?" Or it's a question like that. You have to check yes or no, and I checked no because at the time when I left the service in 2001, it was like, well, I'm doing pretty good. There was nothing significantly wrong with me, and I mean, I had a couple issues that I knew that I was dealing with, but I didn't consider them major, and I didn't consider like I had to be paid for them. Over the intervening years, the majority of my friend base is former military people that I've known, and all through the years they tell me, it's like, you haven't filed, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need that. So it's for like years I kept hearing that, and then finally I got to the point it's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And so I initially submitted a claim with just the help of a VSO. Through that submission, I got a 30% rating just for a hearing loss and a shoulder issue. Everything else that I submitted for got denied. And last year I attended a friend of mine's retirement, and it was at their retirement gathering afterwards. I got to talking to other people, and this other gentleman that I was with was also a retired Marine, and we were talking about, and we got again disability discussion, and he was telling me that he was shocked that I only had a 30% rating based on things that we had talked about. He's going, well, you need to talk to these folks. Gave me a number and contact information for Trajector. And to be honest with you, it wasn't the first time that someone had mentioned that to me. It was like two or three times from a couple other people had mentioned that also. And I was like, okay, now I've heard this a couple of times now. So I made the phone call and set everything up, and went down the road this year. Went from a 30 to a 90. To be honest with you, how I first found out at each one of the increases is I got the deposit notification from a bank. It's like, these funds are just deposited. I go, where did that come from? It was like, and then I'd go to the VA page and see it. I found out by seeing a deposit notification from a bank before I ever got notification from the VA or anything else. Helped me look at the entire picture of my service and the entire picture of my physical being. Because when I had the initial first interview where they just asked all kinds of questions, that's where a lot of things came out with, like, well, I didn't even consider that. I didn't even know if that was an option to talk about. So it was in that interview that helped the most to identify what the potentials were. Just made it a smooth, easy process. It seemed like it was easier doing it there than when I made the first filing. I think it's very, very fair and straightforward. I had no problem with it for what it cost, as opposed to what the long-term payout to me is that I perceive is certainly worth it.